You're watching the SEC on ESPN. How about a sold-out Swamp to help kick off the college football season as the Long Island University Sharks come in to face the preseason number 15 Florida Gators. And the feel-good factor is back for this Florida program, thanks to the Gators' 4-game win streak to finish last season behind sophomore superstar quarterback DJ Lagway. The Heisman candidate will face the nation's toughest schedule this season, and it begins with Florida's friendliest test, LIU. Billy Napier says spot the ball as the preseason number 15 Gators take the field for the first time. Hi, everybody. Football is back. Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you, Stephanie Odie down on the sideline. Rocky, Florida's hoping that this will set the tone for what they think will be a special season.
Well, Jay, you mentioned this team finished hot last year, 4-game win streak, and talking to them yesterday, they feel like they're taking some of that momentum into this season. Got a legit SEC offensive line that returns 93 combined starts, a defense that has upgraded the talent, and then, of course, DJ Lagway, one of the best young quarterbacks in the country. This program feels ready.
Let's hear from Florida head coach Billy Napier, who's down on the sideline with Stephanie.
Coach, you're rearing to go. Year 4, another season under the lights here at the Swamp. What do you want to see in the first few minutes to get the season started?
Yeah, just good, clean, quality football. Really proud of the group, man. And I'm excited to go watch them play. It's that time of the year, and it never gets old.
Thank you so much, Coach. Best of luck. Thank you.
On the other sideline, LIU head coach Ron Cooper, no stranger to the SEC, spent 14 years as an assistant in this conference at 6 different schools, so he is used to this type of environment, but his team is experiencing it for the first time to start this season. A sold-out Swamp, intimidating to say the least. Florida fans have waited through a long offseason to see if this team can pick up where they left off, that 4-game winning streak. Well, the wait is over. Florida set to kick it away. Football is back in the Swamp. LIU gonna let this go for a touchback. There we get our first look at this Gators defense. Speaking with their defensive end, Tyreek Sapp, a veteran who led this team with sacks a year ago, said they are ready to throw the first punch.
No, absolutely. That spot the ball mentality certainly applies to this defense. You know, a couple new linebackers, of course. There's Tyreek Sapp leading this unit. And they just really feel like they worked on increasing their football intelligence, playing as an entire unit out there, getting ready to let it rip.
In years past, a young group, now an experienced group. And LIU quarterback Ethan Greenwood ready to face it. They keep it on the ground. Cam Ingram takes it for a gain of 6. So you go into this environment going against the top defense, Rocky, what's the game plan for Ethan Greenwood?
I think you set up Greenwood with some easy throws, get him comfortable in this game, and you tell him, look, you ain't got to go in and try to beat the Gators. First drive here, try to give me 1 first down, and he's into this thing.
Well, 2nd and 4. An LIU program that ran the ball 64% of the time last year. They pitch it out. And that's a first down for Corey Nichols. So you just said, Rocky, can you give me 1 first down? The Sharks have done that on the opening 2 plays.
And as you can see, Long Island, they're a little bit of a triple option element to their game. A little dive, quarterback pitch, something Florida, this may be the only time all year where they face such a scheme. But Coach Cooper, as you see there, he thinks it gives this team an opportunity to play good football. But this, make no mistake, this is a running team.
And they're going to mix and match quarterbacks. Ethan Greenwood's out, Lucas Stanzani and Chris Howell, both quarterbacks in there. It's Howell who keeps it this time, and he fumbled it. And the Gators have it. It's a scoop and score. Bryce Thornton, touchdown. A defensive touchdown to start the season for number 15, Florida, Bryce Thornton. Right place, right time, and he was untouched on his way to the end zone. 38-yard return. Couldn't have asked for a better start for the Florida defense, Rocky.
Well, Jay, it was that defense last year that was really the spark of that 4-game win streak, and here they are, second series of the season, getting the takeaway. Bryce Thornton using his athleticism, and again carrying that momentum into this season here. One thing they talked about, wanted to get more turnovers, get more takeaways. Ball pops out, and he's off to the races.
Well, we saw all three quarterbacks on the field for LIU on the first 3 plays of this game, and Florida was not fooled on the trickery there with 2 quarterbacks in the game at the same time.
Yeah, I think that makes it tough. You're playing 3 quarterbacks in the first series. You like to let one get settled in.
The long anticipated wait to see DJ Lagway start his sophomore potential Heisman campaign. We'll have to wait. And Corey Nichols lets this fly over his head for another touchback. And the Florida defense goes back onto the field after the Bryce Thornton fumble recovery for a touchdown. Now, Billy Napier, he's been outspoken coming into this season, challenging his defense. Said it's one of the things that he's failed to establish since he's been head coach, to be blunt. And what a response to start the year.
Right away. I mean, even more specifically, Jay, he talked about, hey, we want to be on a mission to reclaim that DBU title that went to a lot of those great secondary players throughout the past couple decades.
Here's Greenwood. Holds onto the football. Tyreek Sapp and Miles Graham brought him down after a gain of 4. Well, Miles Graham stepping into big shoes, filling in for Shamar James, who was drafted by the Cowboys last offseason. Linebacker spot, certainly going to have to reload, losing a player like James.
Yeah, Miles Graham has some experience, but he's just 19 years old out there, making his first start. Coach talked about he has all the physical tools, has the football IQ, has the instincts you need to be a great linebacker.
They bring back some serious firepower on the defensive line, a loaded secondary. If the linebackers pan out, this could be one of the best defenses in the SEC, if not the nation. And a 3rd and 6 upcoming for LIU. Corey Nichols, the intended target.
Interesting to see here on the first 3rd down of the game here, Jay. Florida, if they try to blitz or just let those front 4 that we've talked about, let them eat.
Greenwood escapes a couple of tackles and is brought down just shy of that line to gain. Needed 6, got 5. So a decision to make for Ron Cooper, 4th and probably less than a yard.
Now they're going to bring the punt unit out.
Play clock already down to 15. Punt unit might have to hurry here for LSU. Vernell Brown III, highly touted freshman, back to receive for Florida. Very dangerous return man, making his first ever collegiate debut, and LIU didn't get it off in time.
Delay of game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remain 4th down.
You take a couple of seconds to talk it over, or to cost you. Will back up the punter, Will Lynch. Lynch gets it away cleanly, but low, and it takes a LIU roll past the 35-yard line. So Florida, a 7-0 lead thanks to the defense. And when we come back, DJ Lagway, after a phenomenal freshman year, we get to see the sophomore make his first start of the 2025 campaign. Florida out to a 7-0 lead thanks to the defense. We're about to get our first look at DJ Lagway.
Yeah, DJ Lagway, no question, a top talent. Had some injuries this offseason, a shoulder, a calf, but when he is healthy, there is absolutely no question about how good of a player he can be, a top arm talent, and then you also got to worry about getting him on the ground. He's 6'3", 250 pounds. Coach told us yesterday he's someone who is obsessed with becoming a great quarterback.
Play action on first down. Lagway rolls left, nobody open, breaks a tackle, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he is swallowed up for a sack and a loss of 5. Now Lagway, good to see him get up. You mentioned Rocky battled injuries throughout the offseason, concerns he'd be unavailable for tonight, but Billy Napier, head coach of Florida, says he's been 100% for the last 2 weeks, ready to go.
And it's important that he plays. I mean, he got back to 11-on-11 drills on August 18th. That's not long ago. And he's got to get out there. He missed some time, get some experience, and play a lot of football.
Big hole opens up, and Jaden Baugh runs right through it. First down, Florida. On 2nd and 15, Jaden Baugh.
And Florida may have one of the best 1-2 combos at running back in the SEC. Jaden Baugh, of course, Jacoby Jackson, and Jaden Baugh, pound for pound, they say one of the strongest guys on this team, and a great first run.
Baugh, who, of course, led Florida in rushing yards as a true freshman, back as the star running back this season. It's still a very young Florida team when you consider the quarterback and the running back, both sophomores, but they've got plenty of experience from a year ago. And there's Baugh again. Such a hard runner. Flag comes in after the run by Baugh. Back-to-back first down carries for Jaden Baugh, who's making it look easy on Florida's opening drive.
After the play, personal foul, number 30, defense, lay hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Trey Watkins.
Jaden Baugh running like a man possessed. How about the stiff arm right out of the gate? Yeah. Legs still pumping. That's what this Florida Gator team needs. You know, DJ Lagway is going to make a lot of plays, but it's going to make his job much easier if this run game can become one of the tops in the SEC.
33 yards and 2 carries for Baugh. The DJ Lagway and the Florida offense knocking on the door of the red zone. Good pocket for Lagway. Throws, passes caught. The tight end, Tony Livingston, bounced out of bounds after a gain of 12.
Nice pocket there for DJ Lagway from this offensive line. Enables him to just step up in the pocket, find his tight end in the open space.
Baugh on a delayed handoff, scampers inside the 5.
And Jay, I talked in the open about this offensive line. 92 combined starts, 4 of 5 starters return, and they're off to a great start here. They got some big bodies down there. It looks like a legit SEC O-line.
Anchored by the center, Jake Slaughter. Trying to run right behind him. Baugh breaks the tackle and scores! First drive of the season for this Florida offense, and it belonged to Jaden Baugh.
Contact balance, Gator fans, they saw a lot of this last year. He picks right up where he left off. It's just a guy that refuses to go down, keeps the legs pumping. You know, I love reading about Jaden Baugh this week. He's a guy in high school, played about every position, safety, defensive end, quarterback. Well, he's one of the best running backs in college football as well.
Baugh, 4 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. First defensive drive of the season, touchdown for Florida. First offensive drive of the season, touchdown for Florida.
And good news for Gator fans, it's the run game. They got to get this run game going. They started off early this season with a bang. Jaden Baugh to the house.
Long Island University down 14-0 early in this first quarter to number 15 Florida. Sold-out swamp to start the college football season. A few more fans here than Shark Stadium. Capacity 6,000, almost 90,000 here in Gainesville. So not used to this type of environment, Stephanie.
That's right, Jay. This is not your typical game week for the Long Island Sharks. They had a little bit more media attention as well. A lot of requests coming their way. But that Shark Stadium, you mentioned it, just around 6,000. And they don't even have lights at their practice facility. They actually had to get creative. They moved into their campus gym, setting up 4 giant speakers, blasting Florida's fight song and crowd noise to simulate this crowd in an SEC environment. Coaches had to tell players every call has to be made with signals only. Ron Cooper, he knows what it's like in these environments, and he warned his players, you have to anticipate this initial shock.
Yeah, Ron Cooper, he's been 14 years in the SEC as an assistant coach, 6 different schools, so he knew what was coming here in the swamp.
It's a different story blasting the music in a gym than actually coming into Gator Stadium here. As you see the program comparison, LIU, a brand new program, more or less, 7th year.
They moved up to Division I in 2019. And I think that's part of the reason you take a game like this. Put LIU on the map.
That's right.
Playing the number 15 team in the country to start the year. 4 players in the backfield for the Sharks on first down. The quarterback, Greenwood, keeps it. Not much running room there, only a gain of 2. The notable absence of the defensive line for Florida. Caleb Banks, big number 88, unavailable tonight.
And they don't think that's something serious. That likely will be okay for next week.
It gives an opportunity to a freshman like Jaden Woods, number 15 in blue. You see him on the far side of the line. You'll see a lot of bodies on the front for Florida. They've got a lot of quality depth in that room. Swallowed up and thrown back that time. Makai Barreau showing off after the stop.
And I'm going to go back to what you just said, depth. If there's anything you learn and you know in the SEC, you must have depth. As this season gets longer and longer, now with the college football playoff, 12-team playoff, guys are going to get dinged up. It's the teams that have respectable backups, that have experience, they're the ones that can go far. And a game like this is one where Florida can really work in some of those young guys.
Banks watching on a 3rd and 4 for this Florida defense. Flag flies. Flag on the play.
All start, offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, remain 3rd down.
That's a killer for the Sharks, who had a 3rd and manageable, and now a 3rd and 9. And this home crowd will get into full voice with their team already up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and this a 3rd and long. This is where offensive line communication is critical in this loud environment. See what they can do here when Florida brings the dogs here.
Delayed handoff, Florida not fooled. Swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Aaron Childs shot in to stuff the gap there.
I'll tell you, with Makai Barreau up front, big boy, 350 pounds, that just kind of sets the tone right in the middle of that defense, and lets those linebackers just play off and make tackles.
Vernell Brown III makes 2 miss. He's got plenty of speed. Takes it back into LIU territory. And so it'll be a short field for DJ Lagway when we come back.
Yeah, Vernell Brown, very talented young freshman. This Gator team is very excited about, but so far, Jay, it's been the defense, it's been the run game, a little bit of special teams. We'll get another look at that offense when we come back.
But when you think of the season Florida had a year ago in 2024, Billy Napier on the hot seat after a 4-5 start. Athletic director Scott Strickland supports his head coach, and then boom, you win 4 in a row, including 2 top 25 wins, LSU and Ole Miss. And DJ Lagway credited for igniting the turnaround last season. 6-1 when he started the game. How about this? 6-0 in the games he finished as a starting quarterback. The one loss, he came out of that game. Quick hitter on first down with a short field for Lagway. And now this Florida program hoping they can pick up where they left off a year ago, the belief and the confidence Billy Napier has seen from his team.
And that's a great sign there for Gator fans. J. Michael Sturdivant, the transfer wide receiver from UCLA, coming in with a nice catch. And that's the room that they, has been the question mark, but it's important to try to get them going here tonight. Good start.
Jacoby Jackson in the backfield instead of Jaden Ball, the 1-2 punch. He gets the carry here, makes a man miss, that explodes for the first down. That acceleration from Jacoby Jackson, and you said it, Rocky, might be one of the best 1-2 punches out of the backfield in the nation.
Yeah, when you're a team that can just rotate those running backs in all game, and come third, fourth quarter, they're fresh and your defense isn't. It's really important to get those guys going. Enjoyed talking with Jacoby yesterday when we met with him.
Lagway set to throw, gets rid of it quickly. His first incompletion of the season, looking for Sturdivant, the transfer from UCLA.
And that's the kind of things I think, DJ Lagway has got to get, as he gets more and more experience. It's just some of that timing stuff. It's just the little small details of route running and where to put the ball. Those are the things you miss when you miss some time.
Yeah, battling those off-season injuries, only back for the last 2 weeks, 100% healthy. That timing, some of the last things to get back. Bubble screen here, and an explosion from the true freshman, Vernell Brown III. He was born a Gator. His dad, his grandfather, they wore the orange and blue, and now he's making his collegiate debut.
And that's a great catch there, and also a great block from J. Michael Sturdivant to spring Vernell Brown. And Vernell Brown has some wicked jukes in him. I can see that already.
Into the red zone again, VB3 with his first play in a Gators uniform. Jackson lost the ball on the ground, recovered by Florida. Davian George, the right guard, fell on it.
And that was Kenzie Brown, the defensive tackle, that popped that ball out. And then from the outside there. A good punch.
And George just beat DK Watkins to the ball after the fumble by Jackson. Baugh back into the game. Lagway swings it. Eugene Wilson to third. No gain.
And so far, Jay, you can tell Billy Napier wants to ease DJ Lagway into this thing too. So far, a lot of just perimeter screens, just get his confidence up, get him some nice, easy completions. Let his wide receivers do the work.
He's got a third down test here. 3rd and 13 to try and keep the drive alive. All 3 wide receivers to the far side. Baugh on his left hip. Lagway loses his footing there and just goes down easily. And Florida will be forced to settle for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, that wasn't great there. Protection broke down a little bit, and DJ Lagway, a legit threat as a runner, just has his foot slip out from under him.
So a 40-yard attempt for Trey Smack, the senior. Reliable last season, 18 of 21 on the year. He misses that one. He hooked it from 40 out. Trey Smack cannot convert. And LIU holds after Florida had gotten into the red zone.
Yeah, Billy Napier can't be excited about that. A missed third down opportunity, then a missed kick. Didn't look like there was anything wrong with the snap or no slip of the foot. Just kind of hooked that thing, went left and kept going left.
Even with the missed field goal, you'd have to say a strong start for Billy Napier's team. Defensive touchdown, Jaden Ball with a touchdown. 2-touchdown lead with 3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Lucas Danzani in at quarterback for LIU. He keeps it and is drilled. Loss of 1.
Good job, another one of these linebackers they're excited about. Jaden Robinson, he's a junior. Good job getting off the block and making a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a 3-man rotation with Robinson, Childs, and Graham filling those 2 linebacker spots. Confidence in all 3 of those guys. 2nd and 11. Greenwood back into the game for LIU at quarterback. He keeps it himself. Great play. That's the true freshman, Jaden Woods. Now, we asked the 5th-year senior Tyreek Sapp about the young man. He just grinned. He said he's going to be the real deal, and he has shown that in this opening quarter.
Yeah, and Billy Napier told us Woods is going to play a lot. I mean, what a great job at balance and playing down the line of scrimmage, keeping your shoulders parallel and making that quarterback make a decision, and once he decides to run, just pouncing on him.
And there's Sapp. You know, he's got his ears pinned back on a 3rd and long.
There's a D tackle at the bottom of the screen here, 94.
Greenwood trying to get out of the pocket immediately. Florida won't let him. This defense is dialed in. Cameron James, the junior from Orlando. And Florida is showing off their quality depth on this defensive line.
Good job. They show a look where they bring a secondary player up in the line and pull him out. And there's a rally at the quarterback. Good job of that defense after the offense sputtered a bit, coming out and forcing a 3 and out.
Will Lynch lets this one go from his own 7-yard line. Vernell Brown III calls for the fair catch. There's a flag that comes in.
Kick catch interference, number 16 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the catch, 1st and 10.
And that is the last thing you need if you're LIU, is to give Florida another short field after the penalty.
Yeah, this is tough enough of a contest for LIU besides giving Florida some yards. But in this drive, Jay, I'd like to see him take the reins off of DJ Lagway a little bit. Let him start pushing this ball down the field. So critical that he, in my opinion, plays a lot in this game because he missed so much time. The only way you get better at something is by doing it over and over and over. He needs to get some work out here tonight.
Failed to convert on the last drive. Let's see if Florida can cash in on this short field. Trey Wilson tripped up in the backfield, a loss of 3. Even though DJ Lagway hasn't gotten those physical reps due to the injuries throughout the offseason, Billy Napier emphasized with us the mental reps he got. He comes early, leaves late. The way he approaches the work and the film study to go along with all the physical attributes that he brings to the table. But I'm with you, Rock. Sometimes you will be a little slow to shake that rust off when you don't have a full fall camp and you miss your spring.
Right, and there's no substitute for real live game reps. You can do things in practice. Yes, you have to do it. You can do walkthroughs and mental reps. But, again, no substitute for real action, and DJ Lagway is going to get some tonight.
3rd and 10 upcoming for the Gators to start the second quarter, as we have kicked off the college football season at a sold-out Swamp, and it was all Florida in that first quarter, up 2 touchdowns.
Welcome back to Gainesville. I have Coach Ron Cooper over here. You told me to be proud of this team. You wanted to see at least 90% effort. What do you need to get on the board tonight?
Well, you know, we fumbled the ball, gave them 7. We shouldn't have done that. Got to protect it. But we held them the last time to a punt. Big down right here, 3rd and 10. See if we can hold them to a field goal again.
Best of luck. Thank you so much, Coach.
Well, Coach said it, 3rd and 10. Lagway had Vernell Brown the third wide open and missed him. But Florida 0 for 2 on 3rd down.
And this is why DJ Lagway needs to be out here, needs to play. Missed a ton of reps all the spring. A lot of fall camp here, and again, it's just little things that come by repetition. Got a wide open Vernon Brown streaking on that crossing route, throws high.
So after Trey Smack missed from 40 on the previous possession, going to let this one go from 56. Smack, he's got the leg, and he drilled it. So atones for the 40-yard miss by drilling a 56-yarder. And Florida goes up 17-0. Good response from Smack.
That's it. It's a way to put that last miss out of your head and then just crush one from 56. Way. He knew right when he kicked it, it was good.
So when you look at Florida's offense today, remember 7 of these points came from a defensive touchdown, a scoop and score by Bryce Thornton. 73 total yards of offense against LIU. 48 of those yards belonged to Jaden Baugh on that first possession.
I mean, the farthest ball that DJ Lagway has completed tonight went for 7 yards. And Livingston added another 5 with the run after catch, but it's been a lot of bubble screens and run the ball with Jaden Baugh. I really would like to see them attempt to open up this offense a little bit and start pushing that ball downfield.
And there are some question marks about the wide receiver room, some unknowns, if you will, and they're without Dallas Wilson and Aiden Mizell tonight. So we said at the beginning of the show, Florida's got the #1 strength of schedule in the country. Hardest schedule in the country. This will be the friendliest test tonight. LIU, next 5 games. South Florida, they crushed Boise State a couple of nights ago. Then at Death Valley, at Miami. Texas, they won't have the #1 next to the Longhorns when they come to the Swamp, and then at Kyle Field. It doesn't get any easier. The final 6 games of the season, Georgia, at Ole Miss, Tennessee, and a Florida State team that just beat #8 Alabama.
Right, 3 days ago, you look and you say, okay, South Florida and Florida State you might feel pretty good about, but no longer with how those teams are playing.
Great pursuit of the football. Miles Graham, the Gainesville native, the son of Gator great Ernest Graham. #5 in blue has looked the part as a sophomore linebacker tonight.
And the greatest mark of a linebacker is when he believes his eyes, he hits it. Doesn't second guess it, doesn't hesitate, sees it and hit it. Great job on Miles Graham, just blowing right through that hole.
Rocky, you would know, played 8 years linebacker in the NFL, 4 at Notre Dame. 5 straight plays of 0 or negative yards for this LIU offense as Florida's dialed in defensively. 2nd and 13. Blown up in the backfield again. No room to run. Brandon Beck. All 308 pounds of the redshirt sophomore from Gadsden, Alabama, letting LIU have it.
And as a nose tackle, you're going to get double team, but watch him split the double team right there between 75 and 67, and then just get upfield and make a play. That is what the big-time nose tackles in college football do. Down there, it's ugly, it's grimy, you're going to get double team, but if you can split one, you got a defense you can play with.
The crowd letting LIU hear it on a 3rd and 14. Good catch, but short of the sticks. That's Corey Nichols who hauled it in. Needed 14, only got 11, and the Sharks forced a punt.
Yeah, good job by secondary, keeping it in front of them, lay out the sticks, drive up and make a tackle, force them out of bounds.
Well, this has been a terrific start for Florida defensively tonight, setting the tone in game #1 of the season. Vernell Brown III breaks 3 tackles, tried to shoot through another hole, and he's taken down at the 40. The Florida offense back on the field. DJ Lagway and company. Gators up 17. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. It has been an awesome environment here at the Swamp to help kick off the college football season. The fans, they're in midseason form, Rocky. DJ Lagway still trying to shake off some of that rust. He's battled injuries throughout the offseason. He's yet to find his rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact that he's missed time. It's also you're breaking in a bunch of new wide receivers. You know, Vernell Brown's a freshman. Dallas Wilson, who we won't see tonight, he's a freshman. Trey Wilson missed most of last year. Sturdivant's a new guy. So the combination of both those things, those guys look out of sync.
Play action. Lagway uses his feet for the first time tonight. Turns upfield. And that's more like it for DJ Lagway. If your man's not open, turn it into positive yards, gain of 9.
Yeah, and I think as DJ Lagway's getting back into things, you know, using your legs can be a big confidence booster. It allows you to get some first downs, pick up some yards, and settle into this game a little more. It's a great luxury for an athlete like Lagway to have.
17-0 lead for Florida, but you wouldn't say Lagway has found his offensive rhythm just yet. Looking for that flow on a 2nd and 1. Steps up, floats it, pass is caught. Best ball of the night from Lagway, and the true freshman Vernell Brown III hauls it in. Gain of 24.
If you're a Gator fan, you got to be excited about the potential of this combination. Vernell Brown already in his young career looks like the real deal, and now finally DJ Lagway dials it in. Hits Brown on the crosser.
VB3, third-generation Gator. Talking with offensive coordinator Russ Callaway, he said he's a super smart wide receiver, understands the schemes, and that's why he is starting in his first collegiate game as a true freshman. They swing it to Trey Wilson, and he's dropped. And the day Vernell Brown III was born, whether he knew it or not, he knew he was going to be a Florida Gators.
Yeah, I don't know if he had much choice.
Dad and his grandfather wore the blue and orange.
Yeah, and I mean, you're pretty much brainwashed from by the time you're born when your grandpa and your dad play football here, and he's going to carry on that torch. And I'll tell you what, he has next level quickness. I can already see that.
2nd and 15. McCary. Jacoby Jackson couldn't get free there. One more point on Vernell Brown III. Only 2 true freshman wide receivers have ever started the season opener. Antonio Callaway and Percy Harvin. That's pretty good company.
Pretty good company. Shows you the kind of confidence that this coaching staff has in him and just the job he's done. And you know, look, you got a dad that's played college football. You know that his son is going to come in ready to go as a freshman.
Well, Dad and Grandpa, they were defensive backs. He's a wide receiver, quick hitter. Trey Wilson needed 10. Didn't get close. But Florida now 0 for 3 on 3rd down tonight, as Trey Smack comes back out for the Gators to attempt a field goal. Smack tonight has missed from 40 and connected from 56. That was a career long for Smack and the 4th longest field goal in Florida history. This one from a more manageable 39 yards. Smack off target again. So Trey Smack has made one from 56 and missed from 40 and 39.
And one of the top kickers in college football. Not starting off great, hits the long one, but a couple makeable ones don't go through the uprights. We'll be back with more.
No, Florida leads 17-0. It's so far, Rocky, it's the Gator defense that has stolen the show.
Yeah, that defense is flying around, Jay. First series of the game, Bryce Thornton turns the fumble for a touchdown. Miles Graham, who is, even as a youngster, looks to be a great player in making. And Jaden Woods, another young player. And that's what Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator, told us yesterday when we talked with him. He was just really impressed with the amount of talent that they added. Some young guys, some depth that they think can really help carry this team.
But look at the defense the last 4 games of the 2024 season a year ago. You know, DJ Lagway, he's credited for igniting the turnaround last year, but the defense played a lot better, played a big part of that 4-game win streak to finish the year on such a positive note. And the defense has picked up where they left off a year ago.
When Jay, you mentioned during that 4-game win streak, they allowed just 13 points per game, and they really got it together. Ron Roberts, I remember him telling us last year when you and I called the Florida State game just how simplified things, let those guys fly around a little bit more. Well, it worked.
Billy Napier, Gators head coach, said you could see on defense they were playing with confidence, belief, and that has bled into the start of this season. They have given this sold-out Swamp plenty to shout about. And here's another roar as the Gators defense comes up with it again. Bryce Thornton, his second fumble recovery of the night. Greenwood on an errant pitch, and Bryce Thornton was in the right place at the right time again.
Yeah, it was an errant pitch by Greenwood, but you see the speed of this Gator defense flying to the perimeter. Bryce Thornton around that ball. And remember, Jay, last year, this is a defense. They had 25 takeaways, 3rd most in the SEC, and they already got 2 here tonight.
Now, the last 3 drives, Florida has had to settle for 3 field goal attempts, 2 of them missed by Trey Smack. Now starting in the red zone, you want to see the Gators offense punch this in. A pitch. Here's Jacoby Jackson inside the 5, tumbling down. He's urging Florida to keep the tempo here. 1st and goal upcoming. Maybe you give it right back to Jackson here on a 2nd and goal. They do, and he's stuffed.
It was Jalen Bell, the safety, that came up and made a great play in the backfield. Lots of shifts and motions, but the Sharks were not fooled. Gap opens up, and Bell comes in. A lot of money there.
Florida took over at the 10-yard line after the fumble recovery by Thornton. Critical 3rd and goal for an offense still looking to find its rhythm. Empty set for Lagway. Surveys, throws, back to the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Florida. Trey Wilson.
Gator fans are hoping for a bounce-back year by Trey Wilson. I'll say that qualifies right there. The ball just jumps out of DJ Lagway's hand. A fantastic catch by Trey Wilson. This pass game starting to get going a little bit.
The Gators offense cashes in on the short field set up by the Bryce Thornton fumble recovery, his 2nd of the night. And you wanted to see Florida execute after their previous 3 drives stalled out for a field goal attempt. This time they punch it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and it was complimentary football. Some great runs to start this drive out, and then capped off by an absolute dart thrown by DJ Lagway to Trey Wilson. Combination Gator fans are excited about this year.
Florida leading 24-0 in the Swamp. There's quarterback coach Ryan O'Hara, who was talking with DJ Lagway during the break after Lagway threw his first touchdown pass of his sophomore season. You know, those two have a super close connection. Lagway credited O'Hara with his success a year ago, being able to take the field as a true freshman, going 6-1 as a starter. Said without O'Hara, he wouldn't have been ready for the mental preparation of playing in the SEC, playing in big games. And talking with O'Hara yesterday, he just loves working with DJ Lagway. And they use a super cool new technology to their advantage. This is Ryan O'Hara showing off the quarterback simulation room that Florida has built.
Trying to figure out how to build one of these in my house, Jay. A 36-foot screen, like you see on the ground, the hash marks. And you always talk about mental reps. I mean, how better to get mental reps when in a real-life size simulator that you can use. The quarterback position is played with your mind, and to be able to get those reps, especially for DJ Lagway, as in the offseason he's dealing with some injuries, he can go in that room and get the checks and see the coverage. It's been a real weapon for him.
I mean, think about it. Even 5 years ago, you're just looking at a projector, trying to mentally prepare. And now you're able to cut up film, stand there on a field that they've built for you indoors. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's everything. You're looking.
Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
I mean, it's about the closest thing you can get than to actually practicing, because you got the play clock, you got the game clock, you got your wide receivers, what their splits are, you got the coverage, you got to ID the coverage, you got to set the protection. You get everything all while sitting in an air-conditioned room while you're healing up a little bit.
And after 3 offensive drives stalled out for field goal attempts, good to see Lagway punch it in with his arm. The new quarterback in for LIU. This is Luca Stanzani, the junior, Florida native from Clearwater. Last season nearly threw for 800 yards, 9 passing touchdowns. LIU has kept it on the ground predominantly, but you go down 24-0, may need to start airing it out. Under 7 minutes to go in this first half. Big hit. Teddy Foster, the corner, laid the lumber there.
I'll tell you, Jay, in my career playing football, the thing that separates the good corners from the great ones is the great ones will also come up and play the run. Here's Teddy Foster almost taking a block, slipping it, and then darting in there, taking out the running back's legs. That is awesome.
We mentioned Stanzani in at quarterback for LIU. That was the starting quarterback, Ethan Greenwood, lined up as wide receiver on the end around. LIU's trying everything at the Swamp. Let's see what they got in their bag for a 3rd and 14 and a timeout taken. Sharks were not prepared with the play clock winding down. Ron Cooper has to call his first timeout. You can get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. So far this first half, you can't say enough good things about Billy Napier's defense. They have set the tone in the opening game of this season.
A lot of folks think this is Billy Napier's most talented team. You know, the trenches look like the kind of trenches that you see at Georgia and Alabama. You got a premier quarterback, you got some skill, a wide receiver, you got a great defense with some depth.
Pressure coming. Greenwood gets rid of it. The pass is caught, but short of the line of gain. Deion Richardson's first grab of the night. Needed 14, only got 9. The Sharks forced to punt it away again.
Billy Napier told us yesterday that only 7 players remain from that prior regime. As he's done a great job getting his guys in here and recruiting and hitting the portal and doing all the things you got to do to make yourself a top-notch roster.
And that defense is forced to LIU to punt it. This will be a 5th time already in this first half. Lynch squids it. Takes a very friendly LIU roll all the way to the 12-yard line. Let's check in down on the sideline with Stephanie.
Now, TJ was down there getting looked at with the medical staff. He got up from the bench. He was moving his shoulders around, and he leaned back and forth for his lower back. Still being looked at right now, but it definitely is upper body.
That was Teddy Foster, the redshirt freshman who made that hit, led with the shoulder. And
you can see right there, I mentioned how great a job that was coming up. That's always the danger of those corners, though, is get those big running backs rolling downhill.
So the last offensive drive, Glagway took over at the opposite 10-yard line. Now starting from his own 12. Here's Baugh, breaks some tackles. He is so difficult to bring down. Jaden Baugh running wild. The gain of 26, and a flag comes out after the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15 yards from the end of the line, automatic first down.
Well, Jay, I was in the Florida weight room yesterday looking at all the charts and all the records and saw Jaden Ball's name on a lot of the weightlifting records. 600-pound squat, and you see the power that he has in his legs just running through arm tackles.
6 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown for Baugh. big-time runner back for his sophomore campaign. Play action. Lagway steps up, hit as he released it, and it bounces short of the intended target, Brown.
Yeah, certainly the throw was effective when he got hit on his left shoulder there. You seemed just keep that momentum he seemed to get and the confidence he got from that last drive.
Empty set for Lagway. Pressure comes, Lagway steps up, throws over the middle, wide open, Hayden Hansen, the tight end, takes it for a Florida first down, gain of 16.
That was a beauty there. Nice job stepping up in the pocket, and then he looked like he might just tuck it and run it, but then sees his big tight end, OTB, over the ball route. Nice job.
Hansen originally committed to Napier to Louisiana. Napier brought him to Florida. We were talking a little bit about that with Billy Napier yesterday in terms of trusting your eyes, right? Because obviously the player you're recruiting to Louisiana, on paper, a lot different than the player you're supposed to be recruiting to Florida, but he'll take a shot on a guy that might not be a 5-star or 4-star if the tape is right.
Well, I think it's even more important in this day and age when you get rankings of players and there's magazines that rate this guy a 5-star and a 4-star. As a coach, you got to put all that noise out of your head and believe and trust your eyes. Is that a good player that I see?
Baugh breaks free again. Tripped up as he reached the 10-yard line. Gain of 23. And a flag is out at the 20-yard line.
Whoever's decision was to bring Jaden Baugh and nail it. It's just the real deal. Well, you can turn on the tape in high school and know that guy's a player.
Big low block on the defense, number 30. Half the distance to the goal. First to go.
So any block, whether it's offense or defense, if it's outside that tackle box, it cannot come below the knees. Again, seldom understood as, you know, from the, there you see right there at the end, it looked like it was a trip up of Bryce Lovett, took him out at the legs as he's outside the tackle box. That'll bring the penalty flag.
Ball marked at the 5-yard line. First and goal for Florida. Play action, Lagway throws. Caught! Hayden Hansen for a Gators touchdown. Lagway looking more and more comfortable, finding the tight end Hansen. Back-to-back Florida touchdown drives that have resulted in Lagway with a passing touchdown. And it's a 31-0 Gator lead.
Yeah, DJ Lagway certainly looks more dialed in now than he did in that first quarter of the game, and he had his choice. He could have hit J. Michael Sturdivant in the back of the end zone, or there's Hayden Hansen in the front of the end zone. Good decision. Don't pass up easy throws. He is good, his big tight end right in stride. This is a tight end room that you gotta like. Tony Livingston had a catch earlier. Hayden Hansen's had a couple catches in the last couple of drives. Amir Jackson, we'll probably get a look at him later on. It's got a great story, along with those wide receivers they're bringing in. Just the more and more rapport that they can get in game-like experiences, the better they'll be.
It only gets harder from here for Billy Napier. They got South Florida coming in next week, who put a beat down on Boise State Thursday night to help open up the college football season. And then it is that gauntlet of a schedule, toughest schedule in the nation. It only got tougher with Florida State knocking off Alabama earlier today, and probably the biggest result week one across the college football opening slate.
Yeah, that was a huge upset. And good for Mike Norvell getting at such a tough season last year, bouncing back with a huge win.
We did that game in Tallahassee between Florida and Florida State. And even though it was at Florida State, might have been 60-70% Gator fans. They were going through their late season surge. Florida State finishing 2-10. And here's the beauty of college football in 2025. You can turn it around in an offseason with the transfer portal, bring in a head coach, Gus Malzahn, as your offensive coordinator. And
yeah, I mean, look, there's certainly plenty of things to lament about the transfer portal, but the best part about it is if you're a fan and your team is down and you're missing a lot of talent, it can change very, very quickly in one recruiting cycle.
LIU has only gotten one first down tonight, and it was on the first drive of the game. It's been all Florida defense since. That's O'Shawn Ross Jr. upended after a gain of 3.
Impressed by the speed of this Gator defense. I don't think too many teams are going to get the edge on it. Strong up the middle, big bodies on the inside, and then just speed on all the edges. That's how you do it.
And Billy Napier spoke with us yesterday at length of, doesn't matter who the opponent is. We need to execute our game plan. Focus on Florida, make a strong first impression, and the defense has certainly done that in this first half. Greenwood trying to bounce it outside. Went out of bounds just shy of that first down marker, gain of 5.
Yeah, you got to use a game like this to your advantage. You got to work on things, even if it's not for today, work on things that you're going to need, that you know you're going to need as this season goes on. It's all about improvement. Billy Napier knows that. He's not going to waste one down out here tonight.
LIU 0 for 5 on third down. The defense has delivered. The crowd has played a part at the sold-out Swamp. Greenwood needing a yard, throws on the run, it's incomplete. Florida defense stands tall again.
Greenwood had Evan Brooks open, just couldn't get him the ball rolling out away from his throwing arm. Made it a tougher throw.
That brings us to our 2-minute timeout before the punt by LIU upcoming. All Florida in this first half. The defense has set the tone. DJ Lagway, 2 passing touchdowns to the Gators. A 31-0 lead. LIU going to punt it away for the 6th time in this first half. Florida, a 31-0 lead to start the college football season here at the Swamp. Vernell Brown III, dangerous return man, forced to call for a fair catch there. He has shown some flashes both in the receiving game and the return game tonight.
Twitch is the word I would use to describe VB3. He's just got that twitch and that burst. Guy you just can't dial in and get a big hit on.
The one thing you could say about DJ Lagway tonight is every drive he looks more and more comfortable.
Yeah, and that's what you want. And I think Billy Napier early on did a good job getting him some easy throws, some bubble screens to the outside, then tried to push a little bit, and you know, DJ was off and missed a couple, but Billy Napier stayed with it, and now he looks more dialed in. I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to play, especially when you've missed a bunch of time. That's what makes you a great quarterback. Get in there and get that game action.
Battled injuries throughout the offseason, but he's been back 100% for the last 2 weeks. And I think it helps, Rocky, when you're playing behind a veteran offensive line. Gives you a ton of confidence as a quarterback, anchored by the center, Jake Slaughter. He's been Mr. Reliable on that offensive front.
Yeah, that's one of the top centers in college football, Jake Slaughter.
Lagway letting it fly on 2nd and short.
Ooh.
And a flag comes in late. Jalen Bell thought he got away with it. He was draped all over J. Michael Sturdivant.
Yeah, it looked like there was some early contact, enough that it affected the route.
What was it? Pass interference, defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
Looked like the right hand kind of grabbed him and pulled himself around to the front.
8th penalty against LIU tonight. Spots the ball, the 47-yard line. Movement before the snap. And here's another flag.
Player game, defense, number 5, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It remains first down.
So before the 2 Long Island penalties, we were talking about Jake Slaughter, the 5th-year senior from Spar, Florida, 30 miles south of here. A veteran, a leader on this team. Offensive coordinator Russ Callaway said, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but he's my favorite.
Yeah, the center is arguably one of the most important positions on the line. He's got elite front identification. He knows what the defense is trying to do and sets that protection immediately.
Lagway in trouble. Bryce Lovett missed the block there. Jake Slaughter had a heck of an offseason, Rocky. He's a Florida Gator in the fall, but he's a Gator hunter. Look at that. That took down a big fella this offseason.
And Russ Callaway said he didn't really know how to take it. Because on one hand, you like when your center, whose name is Slaughter, is out there wrestling around with Gators, but on the other hand, it's like, can we do that in the offseason? He didn't know exactly how to do it. But.
Well, he graduates this year, final year of eligibility. Yeah. So he goes, can you finish playing college football and then you can get your Gator tag? But yeah, got his Gator tag registered and caught a nice-sized Gator there. Lagway throwing on the run. Wow. What a catch! One-handed grab, Vernell Brown III.
And that is going to be the catch that is going to put Vernell Brown on the college football map in week 1. That is Odell Beckham Jr. like. Falling backwards, one hand, snags it.
The biggest roar of the night belongs to VB3. The Florida fans, they're going to be replaying this all night long. The true freshman.
I'm going to replay it again right now. Look at this, falling backwards and almost double catches it. hauls that thing in. Again, just the athleticism, and for DJ Lagway to just have the confidence that, yeah, you want to put the ball in the money, but if you don't, you got wide receivers that are that gifted to be able to haul a pass in is special.
His third catch of the night, the best of the bunch, one-handed, leaning back. VB3, you know, we said it earlier, but when you're in the same breath of Percy Harvin as just one of 3 Florida Gators true freshman wide receivers to start the opening game, and then you make a play like that, oh, you got the fan base dreaming.
And it's tough as a wide receiver because you come in, usually they're just not as dialed in on, you know, the correct route running and protections and spacing and timing. Usually those guys come in raw, but not Vernell Brown III. And you talked about the dad and the grandparent that played college football. They're going to make that young man ready. We're seeing it already. And I think coming out of week 1, he is going to be a wide receiver that the SEC is going to talk about.
He's on the sideline watching on this 2nd and goal. 38 seconds remaining in the first half. Gators trying to punch it in one more time. And Jacoby Jackson denied. Good penetration there from the Sharks defensive front. Loss of 3.
And Jalen Bell, the box safety for LIU, came in like a missile. Tony Livingston, by the time he looked up, couldn't make the block. What an excellent play.
Well, Florida has 2 timeouts. Billy Napier takes one with 16 seconds remaining ahead of this 3rd and goal. Yeah, the SEC Now crew will be at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta tomorrow afternoon, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, with a 60-minute football pregame show before South Carolina takes on Virginia Tech on ESPN. Looking forward to that one, and then later a full post-game show. They wrap up what has been a busy opening weekend to start the college football season. Coverage you can only get on the SEC Network.
Billy Napier would really like to see DJ Lagway in this offense cap this 2-minute drive off with a touchdown. Tell you what, though, we talked a lot about this offensive line for Florida, Jay. LIU 10 TFLs in this game.
Empty set for Lagway on a 3rd and goal.
Sturdivant in the slot down the bottom.
Looking that way, throwing that way. Touchdown! 3 passing touchdowns in a row for Lagway. Sturdivant, his first in a Gators uniform.
And this is a ball that DJ Lagway just puts on the money and lets his talented wide receiver do the rest. I mean, just sneaks that thing in there, really underneath the armpit of the defender. And there's one heck of a throw by Lagway and a great catch by Sturdivant, the UCLA transfer.
And that might be the last throw of the night for DJ Lagway, with his team up 37-0 on that drive. 4 for 4, 55 yards and a touchdown. Obviously the spectacular grab from Vernell Brown III, the highlight of that drive. This is a good throw too.
It was great, and I mean, look, he gets the snap, back foot hits. He recognizes something pre-snap, but again, the back foot hits, and then it's just a back shoulder throw that was a little low, but it was actually perfectly placed. A little pylon cam action there. I mean, that is, I mean, that guy, by all accounts, is completely covered, but a great throw and an athletic wide receiver is a touchdown. Yeah, and I would say if you're Billy Napier, job number 1 coming out of a game like this, as you see him there with Ryan O'Hara, the quarterback coach, as we discussed earlier, if you're Billy Napier, you want to leave this game saying, okay, DJ Lagway has gained some confidence. He's back in rhythm, and he's ready to go about this gauntlet of a schedule. I think he's answered a lot of those questions. I'd still like to see him come out for the first possession of the third quarter, but Gator fans may disagree with me on that.
I think the last 3 drives all resulting in passing touchdowns from Lagway. He's found a really good rhythm, 6 straight completions. If this is all we see from the star sophomore quarterback, I think job well done for, again, a player who we didn't even know if we'd see him tonight a month ago with all the injuries he's battled in the offseason.
And you literally saw the body language get better and better as he got in there. Sometimes that's just what it takes. Get in there, get a lather, get a sweat, and make a mistake or two, get hit, and then calm down and play great football that is deserving of your talent. That's what DJ Lagway has done.
An impressive first half for this preseason number 15 Florida team. 38-0 lead for the Gators. That is the largest halftime lead in the Billy Napier era. And let's hear from the Florida head coach standing by with Stephanie.
Coach, 3 back-to-back touchdowns from your quarterback, DJ Lagway, shaking the dust off of that injury. How does it feel seeing him out there like that?
Yeah, no doubt he's a little rusty, you can see. But look, we got to play better around him. We got to keep him clean. And then he's got to make good decisions in terms of distributing the ball. The defense is playing outstanding, and we've capitalized. We got to clean up the missed field goals. But in general, there's a lot to fix here at halftime.
That's right. More confidence in your defense. You've been talking about wanting a championship defense. How does this set the tone?
No, it's good. I mean, this is the way it should be. I mean, look, we got to control what we can control. Right? We missed a couple kicks. We've had a few mistakes up front, and we got to play with more precision on offense. But in general, it's what you would hope would be the score at halftime.
And a phenomenal one-hand catch from your true freshman as well. Best of luck in the second half,
what a
Coach.
play, man. BB3. He's going to make a lot more in the future.
That's right. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, you got it.
VB3, a star is born in his Gators debut. The catch that'll have the entire SEC talking. It started with a defensive touchdown, but it has been all Gators. 38-0. Halftime, you're covered. The SEC halftime report with the Gators up big.
Welcome into the SEC Halftime Report. Dari, Doring, and Watson want to run through the early part of the day. And, of course, we've been talking all offseason about that massive matchup. Arch Manning, the guy in Austin. No more Quinn Ewers. First road start ever at Ohio State. Lee Corso's final college game day. Picked the headgear he picked the first time he did a headgear pick. Ohio State up 7-0 early, guys. Arch Manning stuffed on the sneak on 4th and goal. Texas trying to get on the board. Arch can't hit Parker Livingston on 4th down.
Sorry, 2 red zone stops there for Ohio State's defense. Thwarted probably the 2 best drives that Texas had to that point in the game.
And then Arch to Livingstone, and they are on the board. Under 3.5 minutes to go. The touchdown pass for Arch. Really his shining moment, it would seem, in this game. Arch, one more chance here. He finds Jack Endry's good-looking throw there.
And way to hold on to the football.
30-yard gain, 4 plays later. Arch again somehow finds Endry's, but he's tackled short of the line to gain. And Texas falls short, nearly shut out, but they do get that late touchdown. 14-7. Ohio State gets the win against Texas. Arch Manning, you see his numbers, 170 yards and a touchdown. The majority of that came in the 4th quarter. We'll talk all about what the guys saw from him over the course of this day. Steve Sarkisian on his quarterback, Arch Manning, after the loss.
I always want him to play better. That's a job of a coach, right? And our job is to try to find ways for all of our guys to play better. And so for Arch, the expectations were out of control on the outside. But I'd say let's finish the book before we judge it, right? This is one chapter, and we got a long season to go play.
Ultimately, not good enough. Obviously, you don't want to start off the season 0-1. They're a good team, but I thought we beat ourselves a lot, and that starts with me, and I got to play better for us to win. Can't wait till the second half to kind of get things going. Took a whole half for us to kind of even get the ball down the field, so that starts with me. Got to get back to square one and get back Monday and go prepare for San Jose State.
You know, this is the first game of a season, of a long season, and I sat at SEC Media Days and said, I think the days of a national champion being undefeated are over, especially when you play in games like this and you play in the conference we play in. So we've got an opportunity here over the next month to really clean some things up and to get ourselves in a great frame of mind to get ready for SEC play. I thought for the most part we handled this environment really well for a first game with a lot of new faces. I was proud of some guys who was their first time in real action, doing some good things for us. But we'll get better. We've got a good football team. That's a good football team we played today. We'll get better, and we'll be okay.
You know, when you're somebody that gets the love, the acclaim, the chatter that Arch Manning does, you're going to get credit when you win, and you're going to get blame when you don't. But it isn't just Arch, was it, on this day?
Yeah, it's part of the glory and I guess the defeat of playing quarterback. But you're right. I mean, there's enough blame to go around. This offense scored 0 points in the first half, only 79 yards of total offense. When you look at Arch, he wasn't able to complete the passes that were open. But when you look at this film, CD, you're going to see a team that allowed a lot of penetration on the offensive line. There were some missed blitz pickups. There were times where receivers didn't get separation. Even the route at the very end of the half where Arch had an opportunity to throw a touchdown, a better route there would have created more separation for his quarterback. And so while Arch is going to be the main topic of Twitter and of all of the things that we talk about, this offense didn't perform well. I look at that 15-play drive that ended in a stuffed goal line stand by the Ohio State defense. That was indicative to me of how they played offensively. Just not enough push, not enough continuity to go on the road against a really good Ohio State defense.
I thought Sark made a good point. It's a very good team. On the other side, they're a good team. Very similar built rosters. A lot of departures from each, but a lot of talent that's back. And what did that game come down to when they played in the semifinal? It was explosive plays. It was execution in the red zone. I thought that Texas's defense did a great job today of limiting any big plays. In fact, the only big play that was over 20 yards for that Ohio State offense was the 40-yard Carnell Tate touchdown. So they make a play there. Texas didn't make as many plays, and then the red zone stops. You get down there 2 times and have 0 points to show for it. Those 2 things were the difference in the ballgame. But 2 very good teams with great defenses that battle back and forth. the margin is very small when you're talking about those two types of talented teams.
We talk a lot about Ohio State, too. I realize this is not the Big Ten network. They already have that thing. But they lost so much defensively, especially up front. I was, for one, really impressed with what they were able to do against this Texas offense.
Well, I mean, you think about Ohio State and Caleb Downs. I mean, we didn't even really mention him that much, but he's arguably one of the best, if not the best, player along with Jeremiah Smith in the nation. And so he's a guy that's a veteran. He's able to get the defense lined up. And again, Matt Patricia comes in. We were wondering how that was going to look for this college defense. I thought he mixed up the blitzes tremendously. I thought he had Arch Manning confused. They got enough penetration and got in Arch Manning's face and roughed him up enough to where there were several times where Arch had an opportunity to hit open wide receivers, and he was off target, I believe, 11 times of open wide receivers. And, CD, these weren't plays that were way downfield. Yeah. A lot of times there were plays that were 5, 6, 7 yards, under 10 yards. He was just not able to hit those guys because Matt Patricia, I think, called a fantastic game defensively.
Manning, off-target percentage of 37%, worst by a Texas quarterback in a single game over the last 10 seasons. Pretty telling stat. All right, 14-7, Ohio State gets the win against Texas. A lot of people looked at this game in Atlanta and said, look out, Tennessee. Didn't know much about Joey Aguilar, the new starter. Coming over from a couple months at UCLA, previous 2 seasons at Appalachian State, but he can scoot a little bit against the Orange.
I will tell you what, man, I was not expecting a ton from him today. He impressed the hell out of me. But what is this team built on under Josh Heupel? It's being able to run the football and play great defense, 2 things that they did really well today.
Peyton Lewis slams his way into the end zone there, and then Aguilar. Did he make that look easy, or did he make that look easy?
He showed tremendous touch on the football, but this is something that Joey had done. When you look at the film of him playing at App State, he throws a tremendous deep ball. You're right. We didn't know what to expect in this game, but he did a good job. And the receiver, CD, made some plays. And running backs, how about this uncovering by Star Thomas?
How about the presence, though? He went through his progressions. The offensive line did a great job of giving him time. He stepped up and made a great throw to his running back out of the backfield.
Then he finds Miles Kinselman for the touchdown, does Aguilar. 16 of 28, 247, threw for 3 touchdowns.
Sorry, what's the important number there?
I'm looking.
We've been talking about the last 2 nights, quarterbacks.
No interceptions.
That's
0.
exactly right.
Yeah, it's a number that's not even there because it doesn't exist.
Did not put his team in bad situations, did what he was asked, and let the people around him make plays.
45-26. Well done, Tennessee. What a good way to start their season. How about Mississippi State? Again, a lot of people down on them going into Hattiesburg to face Southern Mississippi. Blake Shapen only played 4 games a year ago, got hurt. Shapen comes out. He's got a guy wide open, and that's Seydou Traore, 57 yards for the touchdown.
The tight end, by the way.
Englishman.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
From the UK.
Yeah.
Think you're getting fish and chips on the way home?
Would you like to
Whatever
call this one here?
That one.
Who ran that in?
Was that Fluff Bothwell?
That's exactly right. Fluff Bothwell,
That's tough to
6
say.
yards. And then Devon Booth in for 6.
Hey, 17 points allowed by the defense that was miserable last year. Getting better.
That's a good start to the season for those Bulldogs. Another upset pick by many. Kentucky facing this is the MAC favorite with a lot of experience. That's Toledo. They got AP votes, folks. But Tucker Gleason picked up by J.Q. Hardaway. So Big Blue gets the turnover, and after that, Zach Calzada just had his 39th birthday. Happy birthday, 7-0 Wildcats. Not really. He didn't really have it. 39. Dante Dowdell. Dowdell!
Where's he from,
79. Dante Dowdell. Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Hey, there we go.
Pounded away in the second half. Leaned on that offensive line. I like it.
220 yards rushing.
You know what's beautiful about this graphic right here? What are that 4 little words that you see there?
There's no time.
We're not committing to a time.
We're not committing.
Yeah.
Because the show will air tonight after the games.
We promise.
Whenever the games are over, we got you. SEC football final #1 for the year.
Halftime here in Gainesville. Jay Alter, Rocky Boyman with you. Fun first half for the Gators. 38-0 lead as college football is back week 1. Everybody kicking it off in the SEC. Terrific first half for Florida. You look around, scores. LSU just kicked a field goal seconds ago, so that game's tied up 3-3. And Texas A&M taking care of business so far at halftime. Biggest result of the day, Rocky, probably has to be Florida State taking down number 8 Alabama.
Yeah, an unranked Florida State team that won 2 games last year. And by my count, that makes Kalen DeBoer 9-5 as the head coach of Alabama. Losses to 4 unranked teams. So not the start that Bama fans would like to see.
So Florida fans have to be happy. The team ready to run out for this second half. The Gators receive the ball to start the second half, up 38-0. You're watching the SEC on ESPN, opening up the college football season from the Swamp. Preseason number 15 Florida looking the part so far. The Gators a 38-0 halftime lead. Hi everyone, Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. Rocky, impressions for Florida in that first half?
I think a lot of things working well for Florida, especially early. I mean, the defense gets the first score of the game. The running back in Jaden Ball, running game looked great. Took a little time for DJ Lagway in that pass game to get going, but when it did, toward the end of that second quarter, things looked really, really good.
Yeah, he finished strong with 6 straight completions and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was just the confidence. You could just see, Billy Napier wanted to ease him into this thing, and it was a little erratic early on and as he was getting his footing, but again, in that second quarter, really dialed in, looked confident, back foot hitting, delivering the ball. You see the arm talent. And I think if you ask Billy Napier what's job number 1 coming out of this game, besides a win, is can we get DJ Lagway comfortable? Can we get him into the flow after missing a lot of the offseason?
Let's check in with Stephanie Odie down on the sideline. Stephanie, what do you got?
Oh. I just talked with Ron Cooper, and he told me that these are the SEC guys. If you want to play like them, you got to step it up. I asked him, who is he going to turn to? It's the offense. You expect these touchdowns from them.
Well, LIU got a first down on the first drive of the game, and since it's been tough sledding against this Florida defense, and it's the Gators that will start with the ball to begin this second half, already leading 38-0. Big question for Florida fans is, have we seen the last of DJ Lagway? Vernell Brown III returns it past the 20. There's a flag down.
Offsides, number 42 of the kicking team. A 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run.
And we can confirm DJ Lagway's night is done. Everybody meet Trumell Jones Jr., the true freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida. He came in and won the backup job at the start of this season. Impressed his coaches, his teammates. Came in as the fourth stringer, getting coached up by Lagway over on the sideline right now. But to start the year, he is QB2.
And this is going to come as a surprise to a lot of Gator fans, but it's what we were told was going to happen in the meeting yesterday. And you mentioned it, Jay, is for no other reason than he flat came out and won that backup quarterback job.
It's a veteran room. Harrison Bailey, Aiden Warner, but Trumell Jones Jr. ready to take the field. Lagway's helmet is off after LIU re-kicks this from their own 30-yard line. And you know, who is the backup quarterback? Very important for any team going into a season, but particularly given Lagway's injury history, banged up most of the offseason. It was particularly an interesting conversation for this Florida program. Who will be QB2? And it might surprise some that it's the true freshman Trumell Jones Jr. His Gators debut stalled by a couple of minutes in this re-kick. Vernell Brown III. Better starting field position for the true freshman. Comes from Mandarin High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Same high school as Carson Beck. So followed in Beck's footsteps. His father is one of the assistant coaches for Mandarin High School, as Jones Jr. set to make his collegiate debut.
And the thing everybody told us yesterday, from Billy Napier to Russ Callaway to DJ Lagway to Tyreek Sapp, unbelievable arm talent that this kid has. I mean, DJ Lagway has a great arm, but they talked about the spin rate. And this kid can just absolutely sling it. One of the big reasons he won that job.
It'll be interesting to see how much they let the young man throw. Just 18 years old. Hands it off on first down. Jaden Baugh. So difficult to bring down. He's up over 100 yards on the night after a gain of 9. 105 yards on just 9 carries.
And they also talked about Jones, 18 years old, but just has unreal maturity. You wouldn't know by seeing him walk around the building, watching him interact, watching him perform in practice, that he's a freshman.
Play action. Jones rolls right. Decides to tuck and run for the first down.
And that's the other thing he can do. He has tremendous athleticism. He can tuck it and run when it's not there. I thought that was a great decision. Young player making his debut. Maybe there's a tendency to want to force that ball. No hesitation, tuck it, and pick up the first down.
Well, similar to Lagway, if the man isn't open, he's very capable as a runner. Certainly showed that off, picking up the first down with his feet. 1st and 10, nearing midfield. That's KD Daniels with his first carry of the night. Redshirt freshman running back. Jones, good pocket, steps up, delivers a great ball right on the money. TJ Abrams, easy catch and a big gain at 21.
And you see him on court one. What a beautiful throw. Again, ball just slings off his hand. Coach talked about here in baseball about spin rate and those sort of things. In the quarterback realm these days, they talk about spin rate. And apparently his is in the low 50s, which is like 1% of quarterbacks. I mean, the thing just absolutely zips out of his hand. There's another one.
Yeah, top 1% at over 50 miles per hour. And it makes sense, you know, torque of the football, spin rate. You throw it faster, you can get it to your wide receiver quicker.
Well, and it's just as that thing, you know, they teach quarterbacks that ball, the last thing to touch that ball is your pointer finger. And as that thing just comes off and spins, it's a tighter spiral. It has more velocity on it, and it finishes strong to the receiver.
So far, so good for Jones. 2 for 2 through the air. Checks this down to Daniels. Shy of the first down marker at the 20.
And Russ Callaway also told us yesterday it was in particular in red zone drills in camp. His accuracy was unbelievable. That's where you really got to be money as a quarterback in that red zone, and that was one of the things where he really stood out.
Getting a shot here on 3rd and 3. Blown up in the backfield. Daniels, no room to run. That is Scoop Gardner Jr., sophomore from Philadelphia. Best defensive player for LIU, showing why.
Yes. Coach Ron Cooper told us super explosive. We saw it right there. That's the 11th TFL for LIU. That's something that they're going to have to get addressed and film tomorrow.
That has been the brightest spot for LIU, no doubt about it. Here's Trey Smack, who had a frustrating first half. Made just one of the 3 field goals he attempted. Missed from 39, missed from 40, and here he is from 41. And he puts it right through. So Smack, he only missed 3 field goals all of last season. Well, tonight he's made 2 and missed 2, and that one puts Florida up by 41.
And the man of the hour, the great Lee Corso.
And you've got one last headgear to make.
This is one of the easiest picks I've ever made. Give me my first love.
Oh, what a special morning that was on College Game Day. The final headgear pick for Lee Corso. And of course he got it right, picking the Buckeyes to win.
Stunning television. Look, here at ESPN, we deliver college football, but make no mistake, this is an entertainment venue, and there was no one better at the entertainment aspect of college football than Lee Corso. From his sayings to the headgear, he delivered the content you wanted, but in a way that was funny. You laughed, you became interested in it.
And he put the Gator head on 22 times, fourth most throughout his College Game Day career.
Yeah, I just thought that was so well done by all the folks at ESPN. His final headgear, his final show. Ohio State cooperating with the way they did in a big way. It's tremendous.
And even though he won't appear on College Game Day anymore, Lee Corso is still very much a part of the fabric of college football, of College Game Day, and that legacy is going to live on forever.
It's going to be hard, if not impossible, to replicate what he did week to week.
You mean they're not going to make Saban put on the headgear?
No, there's one person in the world from now to the end of time that can do the headgear thing, and that was Lee Corso.
Amen. That was a great send-off. Well, we've had a great start to the college football season here in the Swamp. Florida's defense has set the tone. And you think about that first drive of the game for LIU. They pick up their only first down of the game on their second play from scrimmage. The very next play, they fumble it. It's returned for a touchdown, and it has been all Gators since. Quick pass and catch. Corey Nichols knocked out of bounds by Devin Moore. And that fumble returned for a touchdown by Bryce Thornton, by the way. First fumble return for a touchdown for a Gator since 2020. The first one in the Billy Napier era.
And those takeaways, Jay, in my experience, they come in bunches. You get that ball rolling with getting your hands on the football and returning them for touchdowns. It compounds upon itself.
3rd and 7, wrestled down. George Gums Jr., big time 3rd down stop.
And what a tremendous play. He's keeps the shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, going to play off the block, but then just says, you know what, I'm going to go tackle the quarterback before he can get going.
What a story George Gums Jr. is. Began his college career as a walk-on wide receiver at Northern Illinois. They eventually moved to the tight end, then special teams, then say, let's try him at defense, and that's where his career took off. Florida took a chance with the transfer portal, and he has been a brilliant addition.
Yeah, an incredible story from Gums.
Kind of a missed punt that actually worked out because of the spin forward for Lynch. Ended up going 41 yards. And those are the type of stories you love in college football. I mean, it started as a walk-on wide receiver in the MAC, and now you're making big plays as a defensive player in the SEC.
Well, and even just the position change. You often see guys go from a safety to a linebacker, or a linebacker to a defensive end, but to go from a wide receiver ultimately to a defensive end is incredible. And the body changes that you have to go through to make that happen.
Well, think about it. As a wide receiver, you're trying to stay lean and quick. You got to put on the muscle, and he's done that. Put on 50 pounds since coming to Florida, and he's developed into an SEC defensive end. Florida keeps it on the ground with Duke Clark to start the drive. That's the true freshman from Tampa, Florida's first carry in a Gator uniform, the 4-star running back. So you got a true freshman quarterback, true freshman running back in there for Florida. Well, that's what they did a year ago with Lagway and Baugh, and now the next class's turn here, up 41-0.
It's so important games like this where Florida has it in hand to get other players in, backups in, young guys in. So when they need to be called on, as they most often are, later on in the season, they have some experience.
Jones got it out just as he hit. Duke Clark, the check down man.
You talk about looking calm and confident. Jamel Jones, he's looking to push the ball down the field. It's not there. No hesitation. Checks it to the outside to his wide receiver.
Injured LIU player before this 3rd and 2. That's Jalen Bell, and safety. And we'll step aside. Florida 3rd and 2 when we come back. Time for some random fandom where we celebrate the heartbeat of college football one fan at a time. Meet Robert Martin. The Gator fans call him the mayor. And I'll tell you what, if you're in Gainesville, you got to stop by the Harmonic Woods tailgate. We stopped by before kickoff. This is legendary. All tailgates are not created equal. And the mayor, Robert Martin, setting the tone for what was a rowdy crew. We had a lot of fun.
He was sending you texts of them setting them, what, about 5 this morning, 5:20, I think you said, a.m.?
Yeah. Showed up at 5:20, first got the 10 up at 5:30. There's the mayor in the stands. 13 and a half hours before kick, his day started.
And you and I have been to some tailgates that we've done this segment, Jay. This was an all-timer. They had theatrics, they had a DJ, the whole deal.
But here's the best part. He's been a season ticket holder since 1990, been tailgating like that since 1990. He's not a Florida grad. He is not an alum of the school. So we said, where'd you go? He goes, I can't say.
He won't say. But he is no doubt through and through a Gator at this point.
Oh, absolutely. It even changed the shirt, the glasses.
Yeah.
He's got his tailgate attire, his game day attire, and he embodies what is the best part of college football. The fans sold out swamp to start the season, and you know, the feel-good factor is back here in Gainesville after a rocky first 3 years for Billy Napier. You could just get the buzz at the tailgates as we walked around today, Rocky. They feel good about this team and their chances this season. We've hit on it a couple of times tonight. Obviously, they know they're up against the toughest schedule in college football. But now with the college football playoff being 12 teams, the committee might reward going through a gauntlet. You can absorb a couple of losses and still get in to that top 12.
Well, and they came out a month or so ago and mentioned that they're going to weight, you know, so-called good losses more. They're going to give you credit for going up against a top competition and not count that as such a bad strike on your record. And there's certainly, as we've mentioned, a gauntlet of teams. I mean, you're at LSU, at Miami before the end of September. That is tough sledding.
Then you got a bye week, and Texas comes to town. That very possibly is the toughest three-game stretch in college football this season when you think about going on the road to 2 preseason top 10 teams and then preseason number 1 Texas coming to the Swamp. And now Texas, they know that that's a must-win for them after they lose earlier today against Ohio State. Even though it's 12 teams and it's expanded, not too much margin for error.
Yeah, you can maybe afford a mulligan more so than you could in the BCS days, but still, there's so many good teams out there. You got to put up the W's.
Stanzani, no room to run on 2nd and 5. You know, Florida's got 41 points tonight, and LIU total offense 41 yards. So 41 points versus 41 yards. It tells you what kind of mismatch it has been.
And LIU and Coach Ron Cooper knew this was going to be a tough task coming down in here. This is just the 7th year for the program. Never played at an SEC venue. Certainly not one like the Swamp either.
Third and 6, pressure comes. Greenwood steps up, slides, short of the first down marker. LIU now 0 for 8 on 3rd downs tonight. You want to talk about 3rd down defense. Florida's been inch perfect. Rocky, every time LIU has gone to punt, and they've done it 8 times tonight, you kind of look at Vernell Brown III, think, is he going to bust one? We saw what he did with that spectacular one-handed catch.
He's been close. He's that kind of athlete. If he gets some space, he's got a chance. He's going to take this one.
Couldn't quite break free. But the Florida offense back out onto the field, a comfortable 41-0 lead with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. If you missed it in the first half, VB3, this is the front runner for catch of the weekend. Woo!
I've watched a lot of college football today. I haven't seen every catch, but I don't know if there's a better one out there today than that one. And he is really, as a true freshman, put himself on the map as a premier, dangerous wide receiver.
To do that in a Gators debut when your grandfather played and your father played, and now you're making your first mark. He's got 149 all-purpose yards when you combine his receiving yards and his return yards. Right on the money again, Tramel Jones Jr., another true freshman who's been phenomenal for Florida, hit Abrams in stride.
The mark of a great quarterback is when the ball comes off his hand and looks effortless. That's what it looked like right there. That was an absolute missile right on target.
He's got great command for a kid making his collegiate debut. Thought about running, decided to throw it late, and it turns into another Florida first down, gain of 12.
Yeah, let's go back and take another look at that previous throw there. Look, back foot hits, bender route, zing, right in there, over the linebacker, inside the safety. And the accuracy right where the receiver can catch it and get upfield. That, again, we talked earlier about the spin rate. That thing was humming downfield.
Well, you can see why the coaches were heaping praise on the young freshman and why he went from the fourth-string quarterback to the second-string quarterback. Deshaun Montgomery upended after a gain of 7.
Coach Ryan O'Hare talked yesterday about, you know, this guy's been taking quarterback lessons as a young player, and so when he came in, they didn't have to work with his mechanics and his throwing style and his arm. They didn't have to work on any of that. It was all, hey, let's now learn protections and scheme and running our system. He had a big-time leg up on the competition.
Up the middle, Katie Daniels plows forward for a Florida first down. And an injured LIU player before the first and goal. That's Breon Askins, who's down for the Sharks ahead of this first and goal. You know, one thing we've been told to look for this college football season is once the ball is spotted, if a defender goes down, to try and stop the play and it is a quote-unquote fake injury, there will be a penalty. Now this could be a very real penalty or real injury for Breon Askins as he's getting treatment, but it's a loss of a timeout and a 5-yard penalty if no timeouts remain. Now, teams already in week 1 are trying to cheat this rule.
Yeah,
I was watching Syracuse, Tennessee earlier today, and players are going down before the ball is spotted.
Right, and that's strategy, but they're trying to get rid of just, let's see. He's motioning to the bench. The question, I mean, that ball is spotted almost simultaneously as he goes down.
I don't think he's faking anything there, though.
Yeah, but the rule is, did he go down after the ball was spotted? Nevertheless, no penalty flag.
And now the first and goal for Tramel Jones. Katie Daniels gets the carry, powering inside the 5.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, it doesn't matter. subjectively, do you think he's
Right.
hurt? Do you not?
It's
It's
once
just doesn't
that ball
matter.
is
If
spotted.
that ball is spotted and you go down after the ball spot, it's going to cost your team a timeout.
Jones on a 2nd and goal. Floats it to the back of the end zone. It's caught. Tony Livingston. And it's another Florida touchdown. The mayor loves it.
It's an impressive drive by Tramel Jones. Confident, made some great throws. Capped off by a nice touchdown pass. Very similar to the one DJ Lagway had earlier. See his teammates, DJ Lagway, coaches all fired up for Tramel Jones.
Well, Rocky, you say you're impressed by Jones. 4 for 4, 55 yards and a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah, just looked in total command, made great decisions, didn't force the ball, and most importantly, when wide receivers are open, you put the ball in the money. Another look at there's DJ Lagway giving him some props. Billy Napier loves it. Ryan O'Hara loves it. That's great.
You never forget your first collegiate touchdown pass if you're a quarterback.
That's a special moment.
And you have to think Florida, they've got to love Tramel Jones, and these are important reps for a young quarterback who might have to come into a big-time game given Lagway's injury history and battling through the offseason. You don't know when your name and number are going to be called, and you get thrust into a top 10 matchup.
No, and especially if a quarterback has to miss an extended period of time. Usually if your starting quarterback goes down, you're done. And you got a guy like Tramel Jones who so far tonight looks like a more than capable backup. It's quite a luxury.
And it may be surprising to all of us who haven't been seeing him actually taking reps with the ones. I've talked with a bunch of the coaches in the pregame. They've seen this. They wanted to keep it hush-hush, all because they want him to earn it as a true freshman coming in. They even said it's a little bit like deja vu looking at him compared to DJ Lagway going in as a true freshman and really impressing this team.
Yeah, and again, it's even if he was out there as a senior, it was impressive. The fact that he's a freshman makes it all the more so.
And you're starting to see the 2nd and 3rd string rotate in on defense as well. You know they want to protect this shutout that was put on display by the starters. That's a drop. Would have been the biggest play of the night for LIU, and Evan Brooks couldn't hang on. Hey, Rocky, you played defense. I mean, there's just something about a shutout, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no bigger point of pride than looking up on that scoreboard and seeing a goose egg. I mean, it is hard to hold a college football team, any college football team, to no points. I mean, the rules are derived to give an advantage to the offense. So if you allow no points, it's something truly special.
What makes you say that about the rules being in favor of the offense?
Well, you know, you can't hit the wide receiver coming across the middle the way you used to. You know, it's just a little more, you know, there's protection of the quarterback, things that weren't in place even 20 years ago. And I just think offenses, Jay, are so much more complex than they used to be. I mean, these offensive coordinators, the things they're drawing up from the protections to the play schemes, it's truly incredible. And for a defense to have answers for those little idiosyncrasies all night is really special.
Timeout taken ahead of this 3rd and 8. Oh, no. Well, I was looking at that LIU sideline, and Ron Cooper was running down, calling timeout, but
just not got it in.
They're calling delay of game instead. And Coach Cooper's livid over on that Shark sideline. He was saying, that's a testament to how loud it still is here with this game very much in hand. Sometimes the officials can't even hear the head coach barking from the sideline. 3rd and long after the penalty. Nowhere to run. LIU continuing to struggle on 3rd down tonight. 0 for 9. Final 20 seconds of this 3rd quarter. Florida leading 48-0. The defense continues to dominate. And the offense has not skipped a beat since DJ Lagway exited at halftime. The true freshman Tramel Jones Jr. has been brilliant. And we head to the 4th quarter. Florida's got this one in hand, 48-0, and we get our first won't back down. Tom Petty about to take over here in Gainesville. We'll bring it to you on the other side. Oh, those are the moments where you know college football is back. Great tradition here at the Swamp, a tradition that's not even a decade old. I won't back down between the third and fourth quarter, of course, honoring the late, great Tom Petty, Gainesville native. You know, just started in October of 2017 following his dad. That I think if you go to a Florida game for the first time, right, just saying, hey, I got to get to the Swamp, college football bucket list. That's kind of the moment where
it's becoming a big moment, no question.
These fans have been loud and proud since kickoff, and a sellout first start, first game of the season. Flags fly as Jones a little awkward on that snap. LIU jumped before it.
Offsides, defense, number 40. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remain second down.
Hey, first Gator game. That's what we were just talking about. You get chills on a moment like that when you're experiencing it for the first time. And honestly, I think you get chills even if you're experiencing it for the 50th time. That's the beauty of college football. Another broken tackle by a Gator tailback, the freshman Duke Clark. Question for Florida is how long do you play the freshman Tramel Jones here? He's been very bright since taking over for Lagway in this second half, but you do have Harrison Bailey and Aiden Warner that probably want some reps too.
His accuracy has been incredible, 8 of 10, and I think at least one of those were just a flat drop.
Florida keeps the drive alive, converting that third down.
You have to imagine at some point we'll see either Harrison Bailey or Aiden Warner, if not both. But I mean, what a better time to get a freshman quarterback some reps. They're real life game reps, but in a game where you're in control.
Play action. Jones thought about dialing up a deep ball instead. Tucks and runs. And uses his body. Gain of 9, just shy of the first down marker. Amari Lewis made the stop. He didn't want to go out of bounds here, Rock. He decides he wants to absorb a big hit.
I think Gator fans and maybe Billy Napier wanted him to go out of bounds or start his slide a little bit earlier right there. He's juiced up, man. He's a freshman playing in his first game.
Second and short. Jones, pressure coming, rolls left, and picks up the first down.
He has really good escapability as well. And you notice the eyes are downfield. He's still seeing if there's anybody open. There wasn't, but then still able to.
And you know, they marked him just short. Third and a few inches here. Duke Clark in the backfield. He gets the carry and picks up the first down. Now, we don't know the next time you'll see Tramel Jones in action, but when you do, whenever that moment comes, I think Florida fans will remember this performance and have some confidence in the young quarterback, just 18 years old.
Yeah, there's not been a time since he's been out there that he's looked confused, he's looked a little bit overwhelmed, he's looked in control the entire time. 8 of 10, 86 yards, a touchdown. He's had 3 rushes for 16 yards.
Taking a shot on first down. Couldn't connect with Tony Livingston.
It looked like a ball Livingston could have had, too.
Put it right out in front of him.
Let's take another look here. He should have had that ball.
Lagway watches on. He's been out since halftime. 3 passing touchdowns for the sophomore. Jones has added another one through the air. Broken play, just went down. This will set up 3rd and long.
Get a good look at Tramel Jones here on a 3rd and long.
Well, speaking with the coaches and his teammates yesterday, they think this young man's arm talent is his best quality. A chance to show it off here on a 3rd and 13. Gets rid of it quickly, checked it down to Clark. That's whistled dead. Might have been one of those where if Clark picks up 6 or 7,
you go for it.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario where they do that here. Another long field goal.
Wow.
Here. Wow.
It's been an up and down opener for Trace Mack. He's made 2, missed 2. He hit from 56 earlier tonight. That was a career long. Now he's going to try and beat it. And Billy Napier has to freeze his own kicker with the play clock winding down. We'll step aside. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. All right, Trace Mack, what kind of night is it going to be? 2 makes, 2 misses. Here's your tiebreaker from what would be a career-long 57 yards. Made from 56 and 41, missed from 39 and 40. He's got plenty of leg. Accuracy has been the issue. From 57. It doinks off the upright, no good. It has been a bizarre night for Trace Mack. This is one of the best kickers in college football. Last season, he only missed 3 field goals all year. This is his 3rd miss just tonight.
Yeah, coach isn't giving him many chip shots either. 56-yarder, which he hit, a 57-yarder that doinks off the pole. You want him to go in this season with some confidence, and having 3 misses, which, as you mentioned, Jay, the most he had all year.
Yeah, he matches his total for the
Game
season
1.
ago. He does it in 3 quarters and change in the opener. Dion Richardson met only a gain of 2. This Gators defense has only allowed 49 total yards on the night. They have been dialed in from the jump. Opening possession, scoop and score touchdown for Bryce Thornton. First fumble recovery for a touchdown in the Billy Napier era.
And you got to mention, Jay, this is a team, as we've seen, LIU runs some triple option, which isn't the easiest thing to practice on against. You know, when you're going into it 1 week, they're not going to see it really the rest of the season. So to play that assignment football, having someone on the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, even here in week 1, it's a great sign.
Third and 7. Stanzani steps up, throws. Best ball of the night for LIU. And it's their first down since that opening drive of the game. Stanzani put it on the money, 28-yard to Richardson.
That was a heck of a throw. Stepped up in the pocket, uncorked it. For top of the cornerback Foster. Great ball.
28 yards on that one play, had 50 yards on the previous 36 plays.
That's one thing Florida's defense has done well all night, is not really giving up any big plays. No huge breakdown where something just busts open.
Stanzani keeps it. Couldn't turn the corner. Laganza Hayward, the freshman safety. ESPN 300 safety making the tackle there.
They just keep bringing in more guys with speed. Whether it's the linebacking core, the secondary, you got guys that can flat run. That's what you got to have. Speed is everything.
Stanzani surveys, decides to tuck and run, slides the 25-yard line, gain of 4.
Smart decision there by Stanzani. Tuck and run, get down with the slide. Here's more Florida, the conversations in the huddle. Hey boys, we got to bow up here. We got that goose egg on the board. We got to keep it there for the next 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Play clock under 10 now for LIU.
We're gonna have to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, Ron Cooper does. So a 3rd and 5 upcoming for Long Island as Florida's trying to preserve the shutout here in the opener.
College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Now, Florida preseason number 15, the Gators feel like they've got the team to be able to make it into that college football playoff when it kicks off on December 19th, and they've certainly got the schedule to do it, Rocky. A lot of opportunities to pick up marquee wins.
There's no doubt about it. It's just, you know, the balance of how tough that schedule is. You mentioned earlier, the toughest in the country. Certainly, you know, you build off a night like tonight and how their offense played, how their defense played. Things could go your way.
The toughest schedule in the country, and that was a week ago before South Florida crushed Boise and Florida State upset Alabama. So the toughest schedule, hardest in the nation, only got harder in week 1 of the college football season. 3rd and 5. Florida trying to keep the shutout. Stanzani trying to get that first down with his feet, and he's driven backward. So a decision to make here, 4th and 2, Rocky.
Miles Johnson wasn't there, then all of a sudden he was there. I think it's an easy one for LIU. They're going to go for it here. What do you have to lose? Good shot of Ron Cooper there.
He knows the SEC well. Spent 14 years in the SEC as an assistant. Now his offense trying to keep the drive alive on a 4th and 1. Play clock ticks down to 3. Stanzani rolls right, throws on the run. It's incomplete. Richardson could not hang on.
It was a good job by Flowers.
Yeah, the freshman.
Lord Out was able to make a play on the receiver. Defense has been all night consistently, has been all over the place. The speed, making plays on the ball. That's one heck of a unit here for the Gators.
Well, the true freshman Tramel Jones Jr., who's made his Gator debut, just 18 years old here in the season opener. He took over for DJ Lagway at halftime. They're sticking with him with 6:31 to go at a 48-0 lead.
He's performed well. They're going to continue to give him some experience out there.
Hands it off here to fellow true freshman Duke Clark. I think the two biggest storylines when you talk to fans that live and die with this Florida program is how is DJ Lagway going to look with an injury-riddled offseason, and who's quarterback number 2? And Jones certainly looks the part on that second answer.
Yeah, those are two of the top questions, and I think both were answered positively. I mean, DJ Lagway with a heck of a night. Started off a little bit slow, but worked out the kinks, became real confident, and then I've seen a lot out of Tramel Jones. It makes me think he's a very capable backup, and here we go. And I thought from the moment he came in, he showed everything we talked about, the unreal arm ability, the arm talent, the accuracy was there. I thought he made good decisions. Jay didn't force a ball. Sometimes a young kid comes in, they want to make big plays, and no, he just, if it wasn't there, he tucked it and ran it. Yeah, I think it's a tremendous performance for the backup quarterback, Jones.
Third down test here. Jones, it's a wide open man at the LIU secondary. Tank Hawkins, his first catch of the night, keeps the drive alive.
Another great ball. Talked about the spin rate. The thing zings right out of his hand, and it's right between the 1 and the 0.
Sounds like you've seen enough from Jones to be confident in that quarterback number 2 role.
I really have. Again, it's everything. It's been the arm talent, it's been the accuracy, it's been the command and the decision making. You know, when it's not there, he doesn't try to force it.
Anthony Rubio into the game for Florida, his first carry of the night. Redshirt sophomore out of Miami, son of Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
And Jay, if you're asking me, maybe the third question the Gators fans wanted answered tonight is find a legit number 1 wide receiver. This is a revamped unit, and I think that man right there could be the number 1. VB3 tonight, 3 for 79 yards, 27 yards of yak. He had that absolutely tremendous highlight reel catch.
Great timing there on the throw by Jones. Picks out Jackson Wade. And it's another Florida first down. If you're Billy Napier, you'd love to finish what's already been a phenomenal first game of the college football season with another touchdown drive. Maybe kill the final 3 minutes of change of this clock. Jones dialing up the deep ball. It's incomplete. Went right back to Wade, and he couldn't hang on.
And even there, that throw was on the money. It was a tremendous play by the defensive back there.
Braylon Vincent.
But, I mean, this ball is over the outside shoulder, right where he wanted to be. And had that not been played so well, his right arm comes in there and knocks that thing out. Yeah, that's... Might have had a little grab of his right arm so he couldn't get the second hand up, but nevertheless, a great play.
Jones continues to look the part in relief of Lagway. Rubio dives forward for a gain of 1.
You mentioned Jay, son of Marco Rubio. Very cool that he's in the game.
Stole our parking spot.
He did. We'll have to talk to the Secret Service about that later on. I don't know. That's very cool. Secretary of State in attendance.
3rd and 9. Empty set for Jones. He's got good protection from the backup offensive line as well. Gets it out quickly. Finds his man. Amir Jackson, his first catch of the season. $14 Gators with a catch tonight. You talk about spreading the ball around.
Yeah.
Lagway and Jones have certainly done that as we take it to the 2-minute timeout. It has been all Florida in the opener. As college football opening weekend Saturday starts to wind down, it's far from over. Monday, 8 Eastern on ESPN. The collegiate coaching debut for Bill Belichick, taking the reins of North Carolina, taking on TCU in Chapel Hill.
Huge story for this college football season. See if the old ball coach still has anything left in the tank. I think he does. I think those players are getting coached at a tremendously high level.
Not quite the Monday Night Football that Belichick is used to, but he's got to be excited. It's a challenge.
Yeah,
a new chapter.
Yeah, something new. I mean, why have any regrets in life? If you still feel like coaching, go coach. You want to try it out in college ranks? I'll tell you what, North Carolina has a schedule. They could really make some waves. They don't play Miami in the ACC. Like Louisville.
Another good throw from Jones, but couldn't haul it in. Louise Tunkar had his hands on it, but didn't come up with the grab before he scooted out of bounds. 3rd and 9 upcoming. And if you're looking for more college football once we're done here in Gainesville, it's 10-10 between Clemson and LSU midway through the 3rd quarter. That's going to be a great finish, in the battle of Death Valleys will be at LSU a week from tonight.
Yep.
Here's Rubio, breaks a tackle. Stays on his feet before he swung down. Inside the red zone, and another Florida first down on a gain of 12.
Great run.
Well, when you get to the third and fourth string, could be the only opportunity you get all season long.
Yeah.
Want to make the most of it.
Take advantage of it and show you're ready to play if your number's called.
Right back to Rubio. Falling forward, ball fell out and he jumped right on it after a gain of 7. There's an injured LIU defender with 45 seconds left in this one. And assuming LIU does not get the ball back, this will be the first Florida shutout in 44 games going back to October 9th, 2021 against Vanderbilt. And their last opening day shutout was more than a decade ago against Eastern Michigan in 2014. Keon Conyers, the sophomore nickelback, is down.
See a happy Billy Napier on the sideline there. He knows, though, it's not going to get any easier in the weeks to come. And enjoy this one.
Good to see Conyers pop up and head over to the Sharks sideline. This could be the final play of the game. They take 10 seconds off. There's Tyreek Sapp, all smiles for the 5th-year senior. Daughter sitting on his lap. They're going to let Jones throw for a touchdown instead of run out the clock. Spierto gives the chomp as Florida caps off an incredible home opener.
Is your RPO. He's reading that linebacker. See 13 comes up, and so that means the ball goes to the slant behind him. Whatever the defense does, you make them wrong, and then he just delivers a perfect strike. That's how you draw it up.
Spierto, another 5th-year senior from Franklin, Tennessee. His first touchdown in a Gators uniform. For 55-0. Billy Napier said, regardless of opponent, I want to see the team come out and execute the game plan. You can check that box, Coach.
I think they did, and especially in a game like this, in the second half, there could be the tendency for things to get sloppy and, you know, and offsides and that sort of thing, but you really didn't see that. I think that's a credit to Billy Napier and the job he does as a head coach, making sure all the details are being paid attention to, and it's great to see all these players dialed in on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I think really the only area coming out of this game, if you're a Gator fan, you wish it looked better, would be the field goal unit. But outside of that, both offense and defense played tremendously well.
And here's another controllable. Penalties. 0 penalties for Florida tonight.
Yeah.
That's only happened one other time in the history of Gators football. Shutout, you hold your opponent to fewer than 100 yards for the first time in 10 years. We have not seen DJ Lagway in this second half, but if you missed the first half, started slow and then he found his rhythm.
He really did. He got dialed in, got relaxed, and I think that was the big throw right there that really got him settled in. From there, the accuracy was great. You saw all the attributes, the arm strength, the ability to run, the ability to get outside the pocket. So again, if I'm Billy Napier, that's question number one. How does DJ Lagway look? Without playing a lot in the spring and in fall camp, You wanted him to come out and have a great day and have confidence going into week 2. I think he did that.
He finished strong, 6 straight completions for Lagway before he was taken out at halftime. 3 passing touchdowns. And then Tramel Jones looked the part and then some in relief.
I'm really impressed with Tramel Jones. I mean, that is tough to do for any freshman to come in and play any position, but especially quarterback in the swamp. Look good. You can see why, easily see why he won that job. I don't think there's any question coming out of this game with that.
Howell nearly intercepted. Michael Caraway Jr. got his hands on it. JUCO transfer couldn't come up with the pick to finish LIU off. Billy Napier, his mantra all off season, spot the ball. When asked over and over and over again, Coach, you got the toughest schedule in the country, he said he got tired of answering it. He just said, spot the ball. He said, if we play our best, we can beat anybody in the country. And they'll have their opportunity. They start 1-0, ambitions of an SEC championship, a college football playoff appearance, and they're off to a terrific start. They left no doubt tonight, 55-0 to start the 2025 campaign.
Yeah, Gator fans have to be pleased with this performance, even given, you know, the status of the opponent. They came out here, both sides of the ball, played well, got a lot of guys in the game. Backups didn't look like backups. They all contributed. As you mentioned, Jay, a clean game, no penalties. I don't think you could ask for much more in a game 1 if you're Billy Napier.
It was a defensive touchdown on the opening drive by Bryce Thornton, a fumble recovery for a score that started it. Jaden Baugh, 104 yards and a rushing touchdown. Florida just looked the part tonight.
Yeah, and we've mentioned him, Jay, but I think, you know, we just saw the coming out party for Vernon Burnell Brown III. I think he's a top talent.
And let's hear from Stephanie, who's got the Florida backfield with her.
The running back duo between Jaden and Jacoby. You guys have the time of your life playing together. There's you two deciding how you guys go out there. How does it go down at practice? How do you guys determine who's getting out there?
So, you know, we come around, like we most time be getting the guys like riled up and we be having fun, but then we'll come up when Coach calls us up, we're just like, hey, Coach, come on. And we'll just shoes.
Whoever win, I usually win with the scissors, he'll go paper. So afterwards, oh yeah, he did some, yeah. But yeah, afterwards, that's what it is. We go out there and we try to execute the play every time, so yeah.
In 16 carries between the two of you, you guys have talked a lot about this ground game, the confidence you have in your offensive line, the experience they have, and now 2 quarterbacks that are extremely promising. What can you make of your true freshman, Tramel Jones Jr.?
I think Tramel did a great job today stepping up. You know, like I said earlier when we had an interview, yeah, he throw darts, he throw dots. So, like, that's what I love about him. He's stepping up in the pocket, doing his thing. That's what I say.
And what do you see of DJ dusting the rust off and then throwing all of those touchdowns, really bringing in the momentum for you guys?
Well, with me, like I said, DJ is always cool under pressure. And for him to come in today and, you know, just shake off, you know, the rust, like you said, it was, like, amazing because, you know, it takes, like, a lot of character and it takes, like, it's kind of hard. So for him to come out there and do that today, that's, you know, great for the team.
The future of this program looks incredibly bright. True freshman Burnell Brown III, one-handed touchdown, and it looked difficult. That is something you can't quite coach. That's talent. It was a great reception there. But what can you make? What do you guys see in practice every single week?
I mean, yeah, those are the type of plays he make. He's very explosive. He's a freshman, but like he don't play like a freshman. He came in like acting like a vet, acting like he was already a pro. So I would just say, yeah, he's just able to show it now on the Saturdays. So.
and starting the season in a shutout. You guys love to see getting out of the gate early. What do you see in this defense?
Oh, they played great today. You know, it's a shutout we worked for all week, but now we're on to the next challenge, and that's going to be USF. So,
looking at the road ahead, you guys have a difficult schedule. I know it's just spot the ball, spot the ball. How do you stay focused for week 2?
It start Monday. You know, we're going to get in, watch film tomorrow. Then Monday we're going to start our game plan for the following week. So it's all about how we start Monday. We try to start fast, everybody execute, do what we need to do, and go from there.
So much fun to watch you guys. Best of luck next week. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, Jaden Baugh with a monster opening drive. 44 yards and a touchdown to set the tone. DJ Lagway did his part in the first half. And it was all Florida. College football is back in the swamp. The Gators are 1-0. For our terrific crew, Rocky Boyman, Stephanie Odie, I'm Jay Alter saying so long.